Seconds.
Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best assassin movies of all time. Number 10, Hitman.
Who are you?
The place I was raised, they didn't give us names. They gave us numbers.
It can be daunting to do a film based off on a video game, but The Hitman is a commendable take on the stealth game franchise. Fans will find enough moments of good action, gore, and gunfighting. The blood, bullets, and women are there too as in the game. The story follows a professional assassin known as Agent 47, Timothy Oliphant. He is hired to work for a group only known as the Organization, but finds himself trapped in a dangerous political conspiracy. He sets out on a mission to find out who sets him up, but his attraction to a traumatized woman jeopardizes his survival. If you're a fan of the game, then this assassin movie is for you. Don't expect too much in terms of a great storyline and realistic expectations. You have to put your brain on neutral and simply enjoy the action sequences. Number 9, The Mechanic. Played by Jason Statham, Bishop is a professional assassin employed by an organization that provides him with names of high-profile victims, which includes a Colombian drug lord. He is an expert at stealth infiltration and skilled at hand-to-hand combat. He is also extremely resourceful and often uses his surroundings to help him in his mission. The completely cold and manipulative person Bishop is a highly calculating killer, and like a snake that charms its prey, he too can be affable and charming when required. He displays a great deal of sophistication, as is evident in his music choices, and is also adept at designing explosives. He is a thoroughly dangerous man and a cold-blooded killer if ever there was one to grace the Hollywood screens. Number 8, Pulp Fiction. John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson play contract killers in this memorable and award-winning assassin movie by renowned director Quentin Tarantino. They are sent on a mission to retrieve a suitcase stolen from mob boss Marcellus Wallace, Ving Rhames, and to take his wife Mia, Uma Thurman, out for a few days while he is out of town. Then there's Ringo, Tim Roth, and Yolanda, Amanda Plummer, who rob a diner, and Butch Coolidge, Bruce Willis, who gets paid by Marcellus to throw a boxing match. He expects him to lose in his 5th fight, but he wins instead. This is one entertaining movie that deserved the title of one of Tarantino's iconic greats. Expect mayhem, gore, and lots of fun when the lives of these different personalities intertwine. Number 7, In the Line of Fire. An elite Secret Service agent who failed to avert the assassination of Kennedy is forced to take up the weapon at the advent of a former CIA agent turned psychopath who's about to kill the president. Highly stylized and sleek is how this thriller has been made. John Malkovich plays the rogue agent who wants to kill the president, whereas Clint Eastwood plays the agent who wants to thwart it. There's a constant game of one-up-manship going between Malkovich and Eastwood, which makes it highly entertaining. Number 6, The Equalizer. Robert McCall, Denzel Washington, lives a quiet and mundane life of solitude after he faked his own death. But he comes out of his self-imposed retirement as a special service commando when he saved a young girl named Terry, Chloe Grace Moritz. He ultimately finds his desire for justice reawakened when he comes face to face with members of a Russian mob who manhandled her. With his set of skills, he comes out as the protector of the helpless. Number 5, The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. On paper, it can be seen as an outlaw getting murdered by one of his own henchmen. But then again, subtlety, thy name is art. If you watch it closely, you can actually feel the devotion of an admirer or a fan turning into obsession. Was there more to the killing than the mere bounty? Did Jesse goad the cowardly Robert to be his killer? Guess, we'll never know. Starring Brad Pitt as Jesse James and Casey Affleck as Robert Ford, this movie received widespread critical acclaim, earning Casey a nomination for Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Awards. Number 4, The Bourne Identity.
What is it? Something wrong?
This action-packed film follows a man, Matt Damon, on a journey of self-discovery. He is trying to regain lost memories after he is found near death on the ocean by an Italian fishing boat. He suffers from total amnesia but somehow possesses a range of extraordinary talents, including fighting, self-defense, and linguistic skills. The man also discovers he owns several fake passports. From there, he sets out on a mission to find out who he really is. However, someone is not happy that he is alive and is bent on seeing him dead for good. His quest to retrace his past leads him into a deadly game of cat and mouse, as he tries to outrun the assassins sent on his trail. This is a fast-paced assassin movie that is never short of action, mystery, and suspense. It has grit, intrigue, thrill, and an unpredictable storyline. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. Matt Damon's character also becomes a likable protagonist whom you can sympathize with. The film gives justice to Robert Ludlum's book of the same name. Number 3. Leon, the Professional. A 12-year-old orphan girl decides to learn how to become an assassin following the death of her family. Her stepmother, abusive drug dealer father, stepsister, and little brother are killed by her father's boss, and she vows to avenge their deaths. She takes refuge in the apartment of a meek yet professional hitman who teaches her how to become an assassin. Slowly, she plans her revenge on the crooked DEA agent who murdered her family. She also develops a close bond with the hitman. Number 2. The Irishman.
I know things they don't know I know.
Don't get dissuaded by the length of this film. It may be 3 hours long, but it is riveting, as like any other astounding films from Martin Scorsese. No time is wasted in the storytelling of the life and adventures of Frank Sheeran aka The Irishman, Robert De Niro. Frank has dabbled in several jobs. He has worked as a truck driver and a labor union high official. But his most promising and dangerous job was as a hitman serving in Italy during World War II. He gets involved with Russell Bufalino and his crime family and becomes the top assassin. He also works for Jimmy Hoffa, who is also tied to organized crime. Frank claims to have played a part in the mysterious disappearance of the former president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters in July 1975. Number 1. Looper.
Even if your target is you.
Possibly one of the outstanding and memorable assassin movies told in a science fiction setting. It is the year 2074, and the mob goes above and beyond time, literally, to ensure that when they want someone killed, they are dead for sure. They send the targets 30 years into the past where a hired gun, called a looper, awaits to execute them. In the center of all this is Hitman Joe, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is very skilled at his job. He has not failed once, not until he comes face to face with his future self. The mob apparently wants to close the loop by sending his future self to the past for assassination. But future Joe knows that this day would eventually come, so he came prepared. Both men end up struggling to fulfill their own agendas while trying to avoid capture.